We're back with another 2021 rookie profile. Is Javonte Williams a heat seeker? Watch and find out. Brad with RotoHeat and RookieDraftGuide.com. Welcome back to the channel. If you haven't subscribed already, you should do it. I encourage you to. Let's get up to 2,000 subs by the end of January. We can do this. I believe in you. Do it. If you are, thank you. Drop a like, drop a comment. Let's get this thing up to 200 likes by the end of January. Why not? And don't forget, check out RookieDraftGuide.com. So we're talking Javonte Williams, running back out of UNC. My question for you in this video that I want your comment below, is he your number 3 fantasy rookie running back in this draft class? Williams, the 5'11", probably 210, depending on what happens come combine time. Running back is out of Wallace-Rose Hill High School in Teaching, North Carolina. He wasn't really highly touted, when he went to UNC. I think he was ranked just below 100 in 247's composite rankings. Nationally speaking, quite low as well. But once he got to college, their roster at the running back position is not bad. Michael Carter and Javonte Williams, they had multiple very, very enticing running back options. And we saw with Williams, he continued to grow and develop. And then even in 2020, when things were madness, he excelled. So we like to throw the stats up so you can kind of see for yourself what the stats were, but we see a clear growth, obviously, in carries, but just in quality of carry as well. And not only quality of carry, but the offense as a whole continues to develop with Sam Howell under center. But 2018, when he got to UNC, only had 43 attempts, appeared in 10 games, 224 yards, 5.2 yards per carry, 5 touchdowns. Also sprinkled in a little receiving with 8 receptions for 58 yards. 2019, 166 carries, which is the most he had throughout college, 933 yards, 5 touchdowns, so 5.6 yards a carry, and then 17 receptions for 176 yards and a touchdown. So we see a little bit more, the carries way up, and really the only thing that wasn't way up was his yards per carry. It was only up by 0.4 between rookie year and sophomore. 2020. 157 attempts, 1,140 yards, 19 touchdowns. So that's 7.3 yards per carry. Plus he had 25 receptions, 305 receiving yards, and 3 touchdowns. Whew. So we see, obviously as his usage goes up, his efficiency goes up. He gets more heavily involved in the offense. But not only that, he actually dipped in the actual attempts, but he made more of the attempts. Now, some of that is a product of the fact that Howell and that offense could spread things out a little bit more and do some things there, but some of it also was the continued growth of the individual. He really did continue to grow each and every year in college, and as he gets to the pro level, there's a lot of intrigue around this prospect. Not only is the size, not only at what he's produced at, the individual himself, there's a lot to like as he moves on to the NFL. So the $1 million question, especially with rookie running backs, with fantasy running backs, what do you do with them? We know that in a lot of our fantasy leagues, the running back position, they get drafted quite high. Obviously outside of Superflex, running backs tend to get shot up the boards, even if they're remotely interesting, talented position, situation, whatever. Javonte Williams is one that is quite intriguing. And I'll be honest, from a personal perspective, I asked you the question, is he your number 3 running back? I asked that question because I think he very well can be the number 3 running back in this class behind, the big 2. And when I went through our evaluators' notes and ratings and all that, there's clear top tier with your kind of your big 2 names, Etienne and Najee Harris, and then you have kind of this grouping of multiple names that have potential that could be sneaky number 3, number 4, number 5, guys that are really pushing for based on something specific. So with Javonte Williams, Obviously we saw the clear path of he developed, he grew, he did something in his time in college, but not only that, he has a solid above average athletic profile. He's got the size, strength to be, kind of your 3-down type back. Nowadays, most teams don't use a true 3-down back. You sprinkle the guy in for a 2nd down. 3rd down, you have your pass catcher, or sometimes you use that other guy, that first running back. It all kind of varies. Obviously, not every team has Derrick Henry. But Javonte Williams doesn't go down easy. When I was looking through the evaluators' comments, routinely makes the first tackler look silly. And typically, perfect. Boston College this year was a perfect example of being able to see kind of all of his package. So his ups and downs. You saw some of the sweeps and stuff out of the backfield that he was able to do, or even when they got the dump off out of the backfield, he'd bounce off defender, keep going, get a few extra yards. That's the thing about Williams that I really liked, is that it seemed like he was always getting a few extra yards even after that initial contact. Obviously not hugely used in the passing game. When you watched him block, Boston College is another game where you could see the area that needed to grow. There's a couple times guy off the edge coming off the left tackle side would hit Williams, and Williams just, was slowing him down. But even, there was one play specifically where the edge guy came off the edge, swatted the ball out of Howell's hand because Williams threw himself at the player. Player kind of chewed him up. He fell down. It was kind of a little bit of both. And that guy got to the quarterback. So that's something that Williams will have to work on. But his size, if he continues to grow in that area, 5'11", 220, he's going to be able to take on linebackers that are 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", 230, 240 range, and still do fairly well. Just keep working and grinding in that area, and I think he can grow, which could give him the potential to be on the field all 3 downs even more regularly. This is a guy that I think I would encourage you guys to go to rookiedraftguide.com, watch the film, see the things that we were seeing, but I'm excited about this kid. He doesn't necessarily pose the big play threat on every play. But he's a guy that's going to get you consistency. You can see, throughout his high school and college career that he continued to develop, really made something where folks thought there wasn't as much. He obviously wasn't highly touted coming out of high school, but he got to UNC, and I think he excelled and did an excellent job. Excellent job with a team that had so much room for growth, and obviously Howell is a nice young quarterback prospect that'll be out in the next few years or so. But he, was able to be a really heavily involved piece of this offense as the years went on for him, and he made the most out of it. Looking back through the guy's notes, rarely brought down by the initial defender, but needs help with the pass protection. Those are kind of the big 2 things that people like about his game, is that he doesn't go down easy, and he has the ability to make the big play in the open field and do some things, but maybe not going to wow you with his speed, his breakaway speed. But also on the flip side, the biggest knock will be, that he needs some help with pass protection, and he needs just to shore up the ball security, make sure that he's good to go there. He's a very talented young running back that I think could move himself up into that, in that second tier of running back in this rookie draft class. That being said, let's keep the conversation going. Discord, Facebook, all the things I say in every video. You know the drill. Like it, subscribe it, comment, chat about it. Take care of yourself. We will talk to you guys again soon.